Okay, we are live. So, hello everyone. I'm Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Skill Horizon Next Gen YouTube channel. And today we are having a session on Dev Breakdown. And I have with me Aman Tiwari, famous personality in Salesforce ecosystem. So, welcome Aman on the platform. So, just a quick question, Aman. I know you have done lots of sessions, but just wanted to know, have you done any YouTube live as of now?
No, this is the first time I'm doing it, and I'm very much excited. Actually, just give me a minute. There is some issue happening.
Okay. Okay, guys. So Aman is basically associated with Accenture. He's working there, and other than that, he's quite active in the community. So soon he will be telling you about himself, like what he has done so far. Okay, so I think there is some glitch in his system. So let's wait for 1 minute so that we can start the conversation. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm audible.
Yes, Aman. So I just want you to introduce yourself to the community. I know many of the folks already knowing you, but still, if you can introduce yourself and tell like what you have done so far in the Salesforce ecosystem for the community.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you so much, Sanjay sir, for this opportunity. That was the panic mode. I think my laptop went in because after I have been following you and your journey from very long time, and finally I got an opportunity to share stage with you. So I think my laptop was not able to digest that. So that panic mode got activated for both of us, for my laptop and me. Okay, so so on that note, who am I? So I'm Aman Tiwari, and I'm tech lead at Accenture, as said by sir. I am a multi-cloud Salesforce consultant, and I am very much tech nerd, and I like exploring things around Agentforce and Slack, and that is the reason you are seeing me here with something new. Regarding my credentials, so I am 7x certified, holding 11 super batches, not all-star ranger, but two-star ranger, because I am a kind of a trailblazer who believes more into doing the implementations and learning through it rather than just following everything on trailheads. What are the programs that I'm involved in? So I'm very much kind of self-claimed ambassador for Agentforce. So I have been running this program called Aim for Agentforce, which is basically trying my which I with me along my team. I'm trying my best to make everyone educated about Agentforce. I've recently started the initiative called as Careblazer, where we are helping out the needy people, maybe with respect to the job, with respect to some career, with respect to if they are fighting some battles related to disease like cancer, and also we are providing that kind of help. And I also lead the Salesforce Marketeer Group Mumbai, so I'm the community group leader for that. Okay, so that's about my tech stack. But what I do apart from that, I also have my Chrome extension live on Google Chrome. That is Apex Coverage Inspector, which you can give it a try. It has a rating of 4.9, and we have a user base of 500 plus, with which I have created along with my mentee Dhruv Arora. A huge shout out to Dhruv as well. And in my free time, what I do, I like to travel a lot. Again, I have given myself the name that is Nomadic Trailblazer. I like to do a lot of volunteering activities. I like to explore a lot of things. What are the things revolving around Salesforce? So you will be seeing me talking too much about Salesforce, even though when it is like, okay, when we are out doing some fun things, then also I talk about Salesforce. So that is all about me. And today, what are we going to do is we are going to decode MCP. Okay. Now, many people will feel like, what is MCP? So, MCP basically stands for Model Context Protocol. Okay, that is fine. But what is this? I was talking about MCP and suddenly this diagram. Yes, so this is what MCP is. No, I'm not in a joke mode, but yes, exactly this is what MCP is. Because when you go to the official site and you search for what is MCP server or what is MCP, So there will be a definition. There will just say that MCP is a model context protocol, and you can consider it like a USB-C port. Now, what does a USB-C port does? It has a one point, right, where which you can connect to your laptop, and then there are multiple ports. If you see here, there are multiple ports where you can connect your projector. Okay, then you can connect your printer. Then you can connect your even mobile devices or any other monitor or something like that. So there will be one single point which will be connected to laptop, and your laptop will have multiple devices connected to it. Okay, so that's the ideology which MCP mean. Now, who bought this MCP? Was it by Salesforce? No. MCP is a protocol which is developed by Entropy. And why they develop it? Because they have some huge amount of money. Okay, cool. So this is how inside Salesforce DX. Okay. Now, before I talk about Salesforce DX architecture or MCP, let me tell you in detail what is MCP and how it actually looks. So now, please don't judge me based on my handwriting, because my handwriting is not so good, but the kind of knowledge that I'm going to share will be very best. So as I said, from last few minutes, you're hearing me saying this term MCP. Now M stands for model, C stands for context, and P stands for protocol. Okay. Now what is model? Now I hope you all know model very well, right? Model you can consider as LLMs, large language models like Gemini, OpenAI, Claude, so on and so forth. The list is very long. Now that is what model stands for. Okay. Now, then what is context? So context is basically uh, like you can consider it as prompt, but it's not like that. For example, let me take an example and tell you. For example, you are using your LLM, or let's leave LLM aside. Many of you know have heard a lot of many times the term called agent force, right? Now you are telling your agent force, hey, can you go ahead and so let's suppose you're telling your agent force agent that can you go ahead and check for this issue in cases and Slack communication. Okay. Now, this issue, that issue can be anything. Okay. Now you're telling that, okay, I'm facing this issue. Let's suppose I've got this issue. Let's say I'm not able to connect my data cloud org with Salesforce. Okay. So for that, let's suppose I've raised case with Salesforce team, Salesforce support team. Now Salesforce support team says, okay, you want me to solve this issue? Fine. Okay. So what the Salesforce support team will do? They will go ahead and search for all the information that are available. Okay. Let's suppose they're using agent force. So they go ahead and check for that same issue in the cases and the Slack communication. Now let's remove that Salesforce support team. Let's say that you're asking this directly to the agent force. Now you're telling your agent force agent to go ahead and search for your issue that you're facing, the connecting your data cloud with Salesforce or in the cases and also in the Slack communication. Now there are two different places. Okay. Now here you're getting setting the context to see the info inside the case which will inside your service cloud, and then inside see the info which is inside the Slack channel. This is the one context. So that means you are setting the context in two ways, in two different tools. One tool is your service cloud where the cases is residing, and the another one is Slack communication. Okay. Another context can be your prompt. So what is this context? So if you go to your, let's say if you're using Claude, okay, when you give a context, okay, you will find that there will be a word which there will be an option which says enhance this prompt. Or if you are using agent force agent and if you test it, you have a preview where it shows you the response, and if you want you can improve your response. Or if you're using the instructions, you write something not very good in a very good manner, but agent force agent, inside that you get an option which helps you to improve your instructions. Now, what I'm trying to say, so this can be the context, the prompts that you are giving and the tools that you are exposing. Okay, that can be the context. Now, the third one is protocol. Now, in simple terms, if someone asks you protocol, it means like standards. Okay, for example, let's say if you are in Indian Army, you have to follow the protocols. The first protocol, like India follows, never shoot the army first until unless there is an attack from that side. Right? That is a protocol. That is the standards that you're following. In the same way, when this MCP was brought into picture, they said, everyone, every company, every big giants are building their AI models. Uh, Google have Gemini, OpenAI had ChatGPT, so on and so forth. Now there was a need when they are opening their using their models, they're developing their models. There should be some standards that should be followed, right? So for that, that protocol is being set by MCP. Now, I'll go one step deeper and then I will tell you what currently the scenario which we are following and how MCP is going to solve the problem. Okay. So, for example, MCP falls under the client server architecture. Okay. Now, client server architecture means what? Let's suppose this is the client. Okay. And this is the server. Okay. Now, let's suppose you went to Google, okay, and you search for skill horizon. Okay, that is channel, that is the website by Sanjay sir. Okay, now you search for it. So when you type on this particular on the Google, it will lead you to a website called as https colon double slash colon then skill horizon .com. Okay, now what you did, you went onto this channel, you made a request. Okay, then skill horizon, you got a specific website. When you clicked on that URL, it took you to Sanjay sir's website. Now what is that? That is the response that you got. Okay, now let's suppose you went onto this website and then you find out multiple courses that he have, multiple live classes that are available, all that things you started exploring, and then you felt, hey, you know what, uh, there should be also, like, let's suppose if I am going to explore that course, am I able to do that? No, because maybe I have not bought that course. Okay, now let's suppose, so what are the multiple services that are available through this server? One is login, second one I said live classes. Okay, and there can be something else like that. Now there are multiple things that are available, and if you want to do it, what are you doing? Basically you are making a get call. Okay, now if you want to explore the live classes or the what you say courses that are available, you have to log in. Okay, so for that you will make a post method call. Okay, now there are multiple things, so you will enter your login ID and password, and that particular course will be available to you if you have bought it, right? Now when we are developing this, okay, now you are thinking as an end user, but when you develop this, so what you do, you are making this get post all this through what? Through something called as REST API, right? Now when you do this REST API call, okay, you get the response. Okay, and that response always comes in the form of JSON format. Okay, this is the standard protocol which is set inside your HTTPS. Okay, that means whenever I'm making any call to the third party servers, the servers that are available to fetch the information, it should always come in the JSON format, and that code will be written in the REST API. Okay, now that is fine. Then what is the use of having MCP? Now, what happened, everyone knows. So when LLMs was brought into picture, okay, let's take an example of your favorite ChatGPT. Again, I'm not paid by OpenAI to talk about ChatGPT. This is just for in reference. Okay, now let's talk about ChatGPT. So what happens inside the ChatGPT? Why you use ChatGPT? Apart from telling me that you write it to get the 100% test class coverage or to build LWC component. No. So what you do is basically you give the prompt and it helps you to do the actions. Maybe let's suppose, when it was like, it can help you to generate images. Okay. It can help you to write code. It can help you to draft, create an email that you want to send. But can it take an action? No. So to take an action, it gave birth to agentic AI. Agentic AI started coming into picture. Okay. Behind this agentic AI also LLMs were there. Okay. Now LLMs pass the info, then the agentic AI take action. Now to do this also, there will be multiple channels associated. There will multiple tools you are integrating. For example, let's talk about our favorite Agent Force. Okay. Now let's take a use case and talk about it in detail. So let's suppose you are building an agent force. You're saying that, using this agent force agent, you can place an order on Amazon. You can make the payment through PayPal or Google Pay. Then the invoice will get generated and it will come to you in the form of messages, like in the messages or on your WhatsApp, on your WhatsApp. Okay. Now there are multiple things that you are integrating. First, to place an order, okay, you are going to make integration with Amazon. Second, to make the payment, you are going to make the integration through the payment gateway, maybe PayPal or Google Pay. Okay. Then to generate the invoice and send it to your WhatsApp, you are going to do the integration through WhatsApp or any other messaging channels. Now, if you are going to do the integration with 2 to 3, you know, third-party tools that are available, it's fine. But what the requirement becomes complex. Let's suppose you are going to do the integration with SAP as well. Sorry. Okay. To check the raw materials. You're going to do the integration with Workday as well, so on and so forth. Now, what happens? You start doing end-to-end integration. First thing, you start writing code for each one of them. Second thing, third thing, if tomorrow Amazon or PayPal or Google Pay make any changes to their services, let's say to whatever services that they're providing, you will have to change your code, right? So there are so many problems that will happen. Okay, there is no fixed way that can be fixed. Like, if, like, let's suppose you are making the changes that has been given by Amazon and it is causing problem to the WhatsApp integration that you have done, something that can happen. Okay. Now, to overcome this issue, when you are doing integrations with multiple channels, MCP said here, between your LLMs and your service providers, I will mention them as tool 1, tool 2. I just don't want to give the name. Okay, just anything. Tool 3. A mediator will sit between them, which is called as MCP. Okay, now the communication, the integration, and everything will be taken care by MCP. Okay, fine. Now you mean to say that MCP will do the work of integration and everything? Yes, but MCP will not only do that. What will MCP do? MCP will help you to do the integration, and tomorrow if this tool makes any new changes, okay, you don't have to make any changes to your configuration. Why? Because these are the service providers. Tool 1, tool 2, tool 3, they are the service providers. Okay. MCP will take care that whatever changes that they have done, the MCP servers which are given to them, okay, will take care of the changes and it will not hamper your existing configurations or automations that you have done using your LLMs or agent force or anything that you call. Okay, make sense? I hope so. Cool. Now, if I show you this diagram, I don't know how many of you will understand how this actually works. Okay. Okay, not this diagram. Let's leave this diagram because this is the official diagram which is given by Salesforce. What if I show you this? Quite better. So there is a logo of Agent Force, then there is something called MCP client, then there is something called instructions, and then there is something called tools, some keys you can see, right? And then you can see all the third-party service providers that are available. Okay. Now, quite easy to understand as compared to this diagram, what we are seeing. So, how and what happens behind the scene? So, here, basically, how it actually works, I will show you. So, to make it work, first, you need, so there are three things. One is called as MCP host, second is called as MCP client, and third one is called as MCP server. Okay. Now, let's take the example of our agent force. Okay. Now, I said place an order through Amazon, make payment through PayPal. Let me do it a little down because I want to show many things in between. Yeah. So here to place an order will be Amazon. To make payment will be PayPal. And to send invoice will be WhatsApp. Okay. Now, agent force will be your host. Okay, because it is going to host the MCP. Now, who will be the client? That means from where the request will go. Okay, so here in this scenario, the host is agent force. There can be multiple hosts like IDE, like that's like Visual Studio, Cursor, Windsurf. They can be the host. Okay, now once you place the information, so agent force is sitting inside your Salesforce, or that you can consider as a client. Okay, if you're if it is sitting on the third party external system, maybe that website can be the client. Okay, because I told you, right, you went to Google, the Google was the host, and then you hit skill horizon, right, that was the client. Okay, now here inside this, the Salesforce will act as a MCP client. Okay, now once you pass the request, okay, what will happen is the servers will get created. Now you will say, Aman, why we need servers? So why you need server is to harness the actions which is provided by Amazon. So Amazon says using our our servers, what you can do is you can place an order, you can claim for refund, you can check the order status, and multiple things you can do. PayPal said you can, using our servers, you can go ahead and uh, make the transactions. I mean, you can make the payment, you can check the transaction, you can claim for the failed transactions. Okay, and you can check whatever the payments done in the last 6 months. WhatsApp says using my servers. Okay, what you can do is you can go ahead and see what all communication happened, what all invoices that has been produced in last 6 months. So all the chat communication will be available. Now that means what? They are going to give some actions, and those actions are called as tools. Okay, so if you see this term called tools, if you open the official documentation, they will say tools. Tools are nothing but functions or actions, you can say. Amazon allowed you to place an order, or claim for refund, or cancel the order. All this, right? These tools or these actions are exposed through MCP servers. Okay, MCP server will, there will be three different MCP server: one for Amazon, one for your PayPal, and then one for your WhatsApp. And using this MCP server, okay, your LLMs will make the communication and will perform the desired action, okay, to give you the best expected output. Okay, now this is done. This same thing they have explained it here. Okay, so inside your agent force, MCP client has been created. Now then the instructions that you give, right? So you know very well, right? Based on the instructions that you give, the actions take place. Now to take the actions, this actions which you want to perform, like AWS or PayPal or Google Pay, sorry, or Google or IBM, right? These actions that you want to perform through the service providers, you cannot do it because you have to do multiple integrations, or you have to write the code. Instead of that, the MCP servers will get created. Okay, Then the MCP servers will go ahead and call, you know, this servers which has been created for multiple service providers, they will expose their actions. Now it's not like they can expose any actions. Okay, there are fixed actions that they will expose. Using that actions that they have exposed, the that action will come inside the instructions. Okay, that logical implementation will be done, and then you will get the output. Okay, now I hope this diagram is quite better explained.
Yes, I think it makes sense, and like you very well explained with the help of diagram and by writing as well. So I think audience is able to relate. I'm also able to.
Okay, okay, great. So now, if I keep talking a lot and if I don't show you the demo, you will be like, this is theoretical part. So let's see how we can see, practically. Now the thing is, it's available. It's not so. MCP, please don't consider it's only available for Salesforce or Agentforce. It is for all the, all the AI models that are available. Like means everyone is using MCP. Okay, because it's an open source and it makes the work easy. Now you are more concerned because our audience is more concerned about Agentforce and Salesforce. So let's see how it is available for our Salesforce. Okay. First thing you have to keep in mind is till now MCP for Salesforce is in beta phase. That means you cannot implement directly inside your Agentforce. Okay. But everything comes with the pros and cons. So this was the con, but the pro thing or the advantage is post Dreamforce. Okay, this is safe harbor statement, nothing from my end. Okay, post Dreamforce, there will be a big announcement. That's what I have read, that they are going to come up with more and more enhancements. Okay, but as of now, MCP has been been available for our Salesforce DX. Salesforce DX is nothing but Salesforce developer experience. And where can we harness that? So for that, we have our Visual Studio. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use, I'm going to show you all these tools. So what I said, what is tools? Tools are nothing but functions and actions, which has been exposed by Salesforce DX to the MCP servers. Okay. Using which you can utilize them and do the actions. Okay. That you want to have as a desired output. Now we'll start doing it. So first thing, if you, what did I say? The first thing is MCP host. So here, who is going to be the MCP host? Our IDE, which is nothing but Visual Studio. Okay. Second thing, if you want to use, let's suppose we want to use Salesforce DX in our Visual Studio. Okay. So Salesforce DX, if you want to use, you need to call home MCP server. Okay. So we are going to use the MCP server for Salesforce DX. Okay. And how do we do that? So you have to go inside your root, Visual Studio root place, which is called as VS Code. Okay, you have to do a right click and you have to click on new file. Okay, then you have to type MCP, just create a file with mcp.json. Okay, okay, for me it has already been there, so I'm not going to create it. You'll just type it because it says already there. Okay, I'll just do mcp1.json. Okay, after this, you will go ahead and here, if you see, I have written this code. You just copy this. Don't worry, I'll explain the code as well. I'll paste it. Okay, and save it. Okay, now what does it say? So server is Salesforce, type is stdio, command is npx. Now this is very important. Okay, so you need to have npx command installed inside your Visual Studio to run this particular part. Okay, then arguments, args means arguments, Salesforce slash MCP. So inside the MCP server, there can be MCP server for Salesforce DX, MCP server for Slack, for PayPal, for everything. Okay, so here we are exclusively calling the MCP server for Salesforce.
Aman,
Then
sorry to
the
interrupt. If you can little bit zoom in.
okay,
No.
better.
Yes, now it is better. Yeah, now it is better. Yeah.
Okay, Salesforce MCP. Okay, now then we will have default target org. So even you, so as per the good best practice, you can mention the default target org If you don't mention it, it will pick up the one which has been connected as the default org. Okay, for me, if you see the default org is dev org, okay, it will take up that. Tool sets. So what are the tool sets? Tool sets means all the tools that are available. Okay, that means the tool sets. If you say all, then it will show all the tools that are available. Okay, if you want explicitly call any of the tools, so as of now we have 7 tools. If you want to call any one of those tools, then you can mention it here. Okay, but for the safer side, just mention all. Okay, so I'll just delete this because I already have one. Yeah, this one. Okay, now you are going to call your MCP server. This is the first thing that you have to do as a setup. Second thing, you have to go ahead and make sure your GitHub Copilot is ready. Okay, here that logo will come. This is not Agentforce for developers agent. Okay, please don't get confused. This is GitHub Copilot. Okay, second thing is, keep it here. Yeah. Second thing you have to keep in mind is here that you see, right? You can select the model which you want. So model context protocol. Now we are inside the model. Okay. So if you want to select GPT-5 mini, GPT-4o, GPT 4.1, and Claude Sonnet 3.5. So I have selected the GPT 4.1. Then second thing is you have to select the what you want. You want agent. If you say agent, then it will take an action. If you say ask, then it will just give you what you know related to this Visual Studio, whatever code you have written, it will just give you the context. Like let's suppose you want to develop an LWC component. You can just go ahead and said, hey, I want to develop an LWC component which can show me all the account records in a tabular format. Okay, so it will just give you the code with that. But here you have to mention agent. Okay, now once you do that, things are ready, and now the time is to run the MCP servers. So what you'll have to do, if this is correct, okay, either you can click on start. Okay, and if you see here, there are 3 options coming up. Start, let me zoom more. Start, 10 tools and more. Okay, so 10 tools means there are 7. I said 7, but now they might have increased. There are 10 tools available. Okay, start means you are going to start the MCP server. That means you are going to call the MCP server to expose the Salesforce DX. Now, how can you check whether your configurations, that means the Salesforce DX you have called, is correct or not? You have called this correct MCP server or not? So you can check it by clicking on this extension. Okay, so this option gives you to add extension. So if you see, the Salesforce DX is coming up. Okay, and how can I be so confident? Like let's suppose I'm saying Salesforce SDX. If I save it, okay, so here if you see, the name got changed. So that means the configuration has been done properly. Okay, you have to keep all these things in mind. Okay, I've again changed it back to DX. Now I'll just zoom out, and now second way to verify everything is perfect or not is do Command Shift P or Control Shift P, and you will see the option called as MCP list servers. Okay, click on this. Now in this, if you have, it will show you all the multiple servers that you have called. Here it shows me only one. Okay, that means I've only called the Salesforce DX servers. If you have called Slack server, Slack MCP server, or PayPal MCP server, all that options will keep coming. Okay, so Salesforce DX, if I click on that, now I have to click on Start Server. So here you will see coming up. Okay, running started a Salesforce MCP server version 0.17.1 running on Studio. Discovered 10 tools. Once this options comes, that means everything is perfect. Okay. Anything that you want to cover, Sanjay sir? Or all good for now?
No, I think all good, and we have around 20 plus viewers. Those who are watching this live, so I think it is going good.
Okay, great. So now it's time to explore the tools. So first, the tool says list connected orgs. Okay, so what I will do is I will just say that show me all the connected orgs. or in a proper prompt, I'll say Salesforce orgs. Let me see what happens. So now if you see it says working, and if you see ran list all orgs Salesforce DX MCP server. Okay, so there is, you have one connected Salesforce org. Okay, and then it ran this particular tool, which is like ran list all sales or all orgs. Okay, if I open it up, so it will show you all the details. Okay, the org ID, dev hub, it is dev hub, it has dev hub configured scratch org. There is no scratch org, there is no sandbox associated with it. Okay, second one, if I show you, is get username, identifies the username. Okay, so what is the username of this
So Aman,
of
one thing, the prompt that you are typing, so this can be anything. There is no proper best practice or syntax available. This is just a prompt. We can type anything, right?
yeah, yeah. So what basically what it does is it's whatever prompt we give, it enhances the prompt, and then it checks for that context. Okay, whatever context we are giving, and then it do the data grounding, and if whatever things we are asking, if those are available inside those 7 or 10 tools that has been exposed by Salesforce DX MCP server, then it will take it. Otherwise, it will say that sorry, we don't have any information related to this.
Okay, perfect.
What is the username of the user uh, who is accessing this org? Let's see what it says. So the username of the user connected accessing this connected org is Aman Tiwari 9619 at the rate gmail.com. Okay. Now this, maybe it didn't run that particular tool because it directly got that, got GitHub Copilot is directly integrated, so it didn't use that particular tool. Okay, but if now, second thing many people ask me is about the security, because that is the very important thing when expose the actions or tools. So here in Salesforce, how does security taken care inside the Salesforce DX? So first of all, what you do if you are writing any code inside your Visual Studio, or if you are trying to write anything inside your Visual Studio, you authorize your org. Okay, once you authorize your org, you enter your username and password. That is, it checks everything. Authorization and authentication is done. That user have profile and permission set associated with it. And when you are passing any prompt, okay, to take care of the tools or to harness the tools which is given by Salesforce DX, it will go ahead and check whether you have those access or not. Okay, for example, you can say that, hey, show me uh, all accounts in tabular format. Okay, now what will happen if you have access to account object, okay, through your profile or permission set, this particular query org will run. So ran query org. Okay, now if I show you here, there is something called as sf query org, which runs the SOQL queries, okay, and returns record as JSON. Now it returns the record as JSON, but you explicitly mentioned in your prompt that you want inside your tabular format. So that grounding also did, and it shows the details in a tabular format. Okay, so this is, even the security got taken care into, it's taken into consideration, and the output is also coming based on the access that you have.
And this is something great. Yeah, without writing anything technically, it is giving
Yeah,
those information. Yeah.
exactly. So if we don't have this, Salesforce DX tool, and if we write this inside our GitHub Copilot, what it will do, it will just generate the code. Okay, maybe in future, if we say like this, and it can go ahead and write the code and deploy also. No one knows about that.
Yeah, it is good, and at the same time it is bad as well. Like it is doing things at its own. So
Yeah.
so what do you think? Like it will, what impact will be on the developers with this tool? It will reduce
Uh,
time, or like what?
I mean, so what I feel is, Sanjay sir, going ahead, there will be. person, there will be demand for someone who is not only a good with development but good with the AI part. I mean, there won't be someone called admin or developer. There will be someone called as AI skilled something some that like
Yes.
I would suggest don't only be good with development, because yes, to be honest, it is going to be assist you in some sense, but if you're not good with your logic building, that is not going to happen. You can give the prompt. Okay, you keep giving prompt. Today chat gpt is free. Tomorrow if they start charging for the prompts that you give, and if your logic is not clear, then that's not going to help.
Yeah, right. So I think soon, like development plus this agent force knowledge and data cloud knowledge combinedly together
Yeah.
will be a job profile. So maybe agent force developer, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got the correct term.
Yep.
Okay, so now this is done. Now what I will do is I will just show you some more actions. So let me go ahead. Okay, log into my org. So here, basically, I have multiple classes that has been written here. Okay, there is no class called as dummy. I hope so. There won't be. No, there is no dummy class. Okay, so I have one class here called as dummy.cls. Okay, now once you click on any class, okay, what will happen is that particular class will get reference inside your GitHub Copilot, which inside your agent. And let's suppose you want to deploy this particular class, okay, to your org. So you'll just say that deploy this org. Now I know very well that my developers will say, hey, Aman, I can do right click and I say deploy. So yeah, but as of now, whatever tools that are available, I'm just saying deploy this class. Okay. So what will happen is it says working, and it's saying, okay, I'm calling this run deploy metadata, which is a part of tool of Salesforce DX. Are you sure you want to do this? And it will also show where it will go. Okay. So this is the source directory. Okay. From here it will go. Now I said continue. Code level changes are there. So it says continue. Okay. It says check. That means it's working. And it says that has been deployed. Now behind the scene, if you see what happened, this is the directory. This is the output. Okay. It shows, okay, the class got created inside your org. Okay, it says created. Okay, created as true. If you update it, it will say show created as false and updated as true. Okay, all the information will come up here. Okay, now it says it has been deployed. So let me go ahead and check. Let me refresh this. Let me go again. So if you see, here is our class. Okay, so this is how it works. Now let's suppose I have a test class, this one. Okay, and I want to check what is the test class coverage. So what you do, there are two ways. Either you just click on that, but you go to Visual Studio, click on run test, and then you run it, or you can use my Chrome extension, jokes apart, or you can just go and pass the command inside your CLI. Okay, but using this particular MCP server, you can just say that run this test class and check for code coverage. If okay, now let's see what happens. So it says I'm going to run it. Are you sure? Yes. And now if you see here, the actions that are taking care. Okay. So it will keep improving. Hmm. So obviously it will take time. And how can you be confident that test class is running? So if you go to your org and if you go inside your test section, here you will see this was running. Okay, now just now it got see, just now it got as checked. Okay, so it has completed, and now if you see here, coverage is 70%. 7 out of 10 lines has been covered. Uncovered lines are 2, 3, 5, 9, 10, and 13. Sorry, covered lines and uncovered lines are 17, 19, and 20. Okay, and if you say, let me know if you want any details on uncovered lines or need to run more tests. So that also actions it can take.
Yeah, this is something great.
Okay.
The detailed analysis.
Yeah. Yeah. It does the detail analysis. Okay. So we have covered list all orgs, get username, retrieve metadata, deploy metadata, then query org. We have done test apex. Just now we did assign permission set. Now this action I was not able to do. Like I don't have any users created inside my org because it will take some more time. But if you have any demo user created and you want to assign any permission set, we'll just say that hey, assign the name of the permission set to this particular user. You can say the username or a unique identifier should be there. Okay. And anything else I'm missing? No. So, is there any question from anyone, Sanjay sir?
No, I think I don't see any question because I think this is very new for everybody. So maybe they are trying to understand. And I think with the help of this demonstration, like what we can do, like you already have this setup. So one question I have in my mind, like if someone wants to do all these configurations, so do we have something for that already recorded or somewhere on YouTube or any other like any documentation if we have that we can share?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll just give me a minute. I have the documentation. I mean, Salesforce official documentation is
Okay.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
so
because
the
I yeah.
documentation is not so good, but
But
it's
still,
okay. Okay.
yeah,
I mean,
still it will help viewers to go through with that so that baseline setup they can do and they can also execute these commands because then
yeah.
only they will be
Just a
able to
minute.
understand. Yep.
Mm.
There is one question from Suraj. He is asking, can it write code to cover the test for uncovered lines using prompt?
Yeah,
Is it
that you
possible?
can do now also without using this MCP servers.
Yeah.
So I'll show that. I'll show that.
Yeah, that is I think just generative AI. We can write some prompt and
Mm.
accordingly code
Yeah.
can be
Yes, sir.
generated. Yeah.
So is my screen
Yeah, you need to share your
now
screen. Yeah.
visible?
No. Yes, now it is being. Yes, we
Yeah.
can see it
So
now.
this is the documentation by Salesforce on the GitHub.
Okay.
So here, if you see, create a VS Code MCP file,
Mm-hmm.
then click on Salesforce VS and start server. So these all things are they have mentioned.
Okay, perfect.
They have updated also the document.
Yeah, I'm just typing this link in the.
No, I'll just paste it in the chat. Somewhere.
I shared that. So maybe if someone who is interested, guys, you can just copy the link in that is available in the chat, and you can just. Okay. Yep. Anything else that you want to cover?
I would just say that keep an eye on the keynote of Dreamforce because as
Mm-hmm.
of now, what official documentation, whatever I have heard is they are updating it. They are waiting for the Dreamforce to give the update, and there are more actions that will come into picture. There is a small demo also by Salesforce officials on the official website where they are showing how this agent force is taking all the actions. As of now, this actions, this two MCP server is not being made available, generally available, or is not even the beta phase for the agent force action. So I could not be able to show you. But as soon as I get something, I'll definitely come up requesting Sanjay sir for one more session
Yeah, for sure.
to show the audience.
I would be happy to host you once again.
Yeah, so that's it from my end, and I will request one thing before we do the closing part is please don't be totally dependent on AI, because AI is not here to replace you. Okay, AI is not going to outsmart you. But if you are someone with AI skilled knowledge, okay, you are going to outsmart others who don't have that. So please use these tools very precisely, understand why they need to use rather than just running and using it. Because in the community, you will see everyone is giving demo, okay, because they want you to adapt to this particular AI. But at the same time, you have to understand when to go for automation and when to go for agent force or any AI LLM models are available. Because everyone thinks that, hey, I want to query accounts, I won't write query, I will just say to my AI and then it will give me the query. It will, but are you making any sense for the business? You have to think in that way. So yeah, that's all from me.
Perfectly fine and rightly said. And I just want to conclude this with one line. Like, if you don't want to be replaced, so I would just say, let's upgrade. Because if you do upgrade yourself, then only you can be safe. Because otherwise, if you are not doing any upgrade to yourself, then surely you will be replaced.
Yeah,
Okay, so
exactly.
yeah, so do upgrade, and we are creating lots of content on that side, and maybe I will invite Aman once again whenever some new updates will be available on this MCP side, and for other AI related things as well. So, like, that's why Aman I started this series, so that I can invite industry people, because I have limited knowledge. Now I want to go beyond that. I am just upgrading my YouTube channel as well, so that it has new content. Those you guys are learning, because everything I cannot learn, and this is a teamwork. So I'm trying to do that, so that industry resource persons can come on this platform and can share the new updates with the community. So thank you, Aman, for doing that and accepting the request for this session. And maybe soon we can do a couple of more sessions sharing some other knowledge.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Absolutely, it was an honor to share stage with you and deliver my knowledge in front of you, and so many people will be watching this video.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you viewers for watching this session, and those who are watching the recordings, thanks to you as well. Okay, so this is it for today, and we'll be having few more sessions next week, so stay tuned for those. Thank you. Bye everyone. Thank you, Aman, once again.